Let's put this all together and actually destroy your laziness right now. Here's what you're going to do in the next 5 minutes. And I mean literally the next 5 minutes. I know you have a to-do list. Look at your to-do list. How many tasks have been sitting there for days? Weeks? Be honest. If you're like most people, there's at least 3 things you've been putting off. Not because they're hard, because they feel overwhelming. And that feeling is what's keeping you lazy. Here's the truth. You're not lazy, you're paralyzed. And there's a Japanese technique that's been destroying paralysis for over 70 years. Japan went from a fallen, visionless state to a world superpower with this one single concept. It's called Kaizen. And it works so well, it rebuilt an entire nation after World War II. But here's what nobody tells you about Kaizen. It's not about improvement. It's about making actions so small that your brain can't say no. And once you understand the real principle behind it, laziness becomes physically impossible. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how Kaizen works and how to use it starting today. But I need you to do something right now. Grab a piece of paper. Seriously, pause if you need to. This only works if you actually do it with me. Got it? Good. Write down one thing you've been avoiding. Just one. Could be a work project, a workout, cleaning your room, an email you need to send. Write it down right now. Done? Okay. By the end of this video, that task will be started. Not planned, not scheduled, actually started. That's the power of Kaizen. Let's break down exactly how this works. Chapter 1. The 2-minute truth. Here's the question. Why do you put things off? Think about it for a second. What's actually stopping you? Most people say it's because the task is too big, too much work, too time-consuming, but that's not the real reason. The real reason is this. Your brain calculates the total effort required and decides it's not worth starting. It's a survival mechanism. Your primitive brain wants to conserve energy, so when it sees a 3-hour task, it screams, "That's a threat to our energy reserves. Don't do it." This is where Kaizen destroys that pattern. In post-war Japan, the country was devastated. Factories were destroyed. The economy was collapsed. Workers were demoralized. American consultants came in with a revolutionary idea. Forget big improvements. Make the smallest possible change. Not work harder. Work for 2 minutes. Not build the whole product. Build one tiny piece. Not fix everything. Fix one thing. This became the Kaizen philosophy. Continuous improvement through the smallest possible steps, and it transformed Japan into an economic superpower. But here's what makes Kaizen actually work. It's not about the improvement, and it's about destroying the activation barrier. A Princeton behavioral scientist who studied procrastination for 16 years discovered something critical. The biggest obstacle to any task isn't the task itself, it's starting it. Once you start, your brain shifts from resistance mode to completion mode. The problem is your brain won't start if it sees a mountain, but it will start if it sees a pebble. Here's how you use this right now. Look at the task you wrote down. Now make it smaller, way smaller, absurdly small. Want to write a report? Your Kaizen version, write 1 sentence. Want to work out? Your Kaizen version, do 1 push-up. Want to clean your room? Your Kaizen version, pick up 1 item. Want to send that email? Your Kaizen version, write the subject line. I know what you're thinking. That's ridiculous. 1 sentence won't finish the report. 1 push-up won't get me fit. 1 item won't clean my room. You're right, but that's not the point. The point is this. After you write 1 sentence, your brain is already in writing mode. After 1 push-up, your body is already in movement mode. After picking up 1 item, you're already in cleaning mode. And here's the secret that changes everything. You won't stop at 1. Try it right now. Whatever task you wrote down, do the Kaizen version. Right now. Pause this video and do it. 2 minutes maximum. Seriously, do it. I'll wait. Done? Notice something? You probably didn't stop at the minimum. You wrote 3 sentences instead of 1. You did 5 push-ups instead of 1. You picked up several items instead of 1. That's Kaizen working. You tricked your brain into starting, and once you started, momentum took over. But there's a problem with just doing tiny tasks. If you don't have a system, you'll still feel overwhelmed by the bigger picture. That's where the second principle comes in. Chapter 2, the 1% rule. Here's what kills most people's motivation. They start small, they build momentum, then they look at how far they still have to go, and they quit. You write one page of your book and think, only 299 more to go. You work out for 10 minutes and think, I need to do this every day for 6 months to see results. You clean one corner of your house and think, the whole place is still a disaster. The gap between where you are and where you want to be feels too big, so you give up. Kaizen has an answer for this too. It's called the 1% rule, and it's based on a simple mathematical truth that will change how you see progress forever. If you improve by 1% every day for 1 year, you don't end up 365% better. You end up 37 times better. Write that down. 1% daily improvement for 365 days equals 37 times improvement. That's the power of compound growth. And your brain can't comprehend it because it's not linear. We think in straight lines. Reality works in curves. Here's how this applies to destroying laziness. You don't need to complete the entire task today. You need to improve it by 1% today. That's it. Let's make this practical. Think about your task again. Ask yourself, what would 1% progress look like? Writing a 10,000-word report? 1% is 100 words, that's 1 paragraph. Reading a 300-page book? 1% is 3 pages, that's 5 minutes. Learning a new skill that takes 100 hours? 1% is 1 hour. Break that into 10-minute sessions and you've got 6 days of progress. Getting fit? 1% could be 10 minutes of movement. Do that daily and in 100 days you've built a real habit. The 1% rule does 2 things. First, it makes the task manageable right now. Second, it shows you the finish line is closer than you think. But here's where most people mess this up. They try to calculate the perfect 1%. They overthink it. They plan instead of doing. So let's fix that right now. Take out that paper again. Under the task you wrote, answer this. What's the smallest action that would move this forward by 1% today? Write it down. Make it specific. Make it measurable. Make it so small you can't say no. Got it? Good. Now here's your challenge. Before this video ends, you're going to do that 1% action. Not tomorrow, not later today, before this video ends. But first, you need to understand the third principle, because without this, Kaizen fails. And this is the part nobody talks about. Chapter 3, the daily anchor. Here's the brutal truth about Kaizen. It only works if you do it every day. Miss 1 day and your brain resets. Miss 2 days and you're back to being lazy. But doing something every day is hard. So Kaizen uses a psychological trick that makes daily action automatic. It's called anchoring. In Japanese factories that use Kaizen, workers don't just improve things randomly. They improve things at the same time every day, after the morning meeting, before lunch, at shift change. The timing becomes automatic. Your brain loves patterns. When you attach a new behavior to an existing one, the new behavior becomes automatic. A Stanford behavior scientist who studied habit formation for 12 years found that people who anchor new habits to existing routines are 80% more likely to maintain them after 90 days. Here's how to use this. You don't need to find extra time in your day. You need to attach your 1% action to something you already do automatically. Let me give you examples. Already drink coffee every morning? Your anchor. Do your 1% action while the coffee brews. Already eat lunch at the same time? Your anchor. Do your 1% action right before lunch. Already check your phone before bed? Your anchor. Do your 1% action first, then phone time is your reward. Already take a shower every day? Your anchor. Do your 1% action immediately after. The anchor needs to be something that happens every single day without fail. Something so automatic you don't think about it. That's what makes your 1% action automatic too. Let's apply this right now. Look at your daily routine. What's one thing you do every day at the same time without thinking about it? Got one? Good. Now attach your 1% action to it. Write this down as a sentence. After I anchor, I will 1% action. Examples. After I pour my morning coffee, I will write 100 words. After I finish lunch, I will do 10 push-ups. After I brush my teeth at night, I will read 3 pages. After I sit at my desk, I will work on my task for 10 minutes. This sentence is now your Kaizen protocol. It removes decision-making. It removes negotiation. It removes the question of when. But here's the critical part that makes this actually work. You need to start so small that skipping it feels harder than doing it. If you anchor 30 minutes of work after coffee, you'll negotiate. If you anchor 2 minutes of work after coffee, there's nothing to negotiate about. It takes longer to make an excuse than to just do it. This is the genius of Kaizen. It makes action easier than avoidance. Now here's what happens after 1 week of this. You'll start doing more than the minimum. After 2 weeks, the action becomes automatic. After 4 weeks, you won't recognize your productivity. But there's one final piece that makes Kaizen unbreakable. Without this, you'll still find ways to skip. This is the principle that removes every excuse. Chapter 4. The Reset Protocol. Here's what happens when you use Kaizen for a week. Day 1, you do your 1%. Day 2, you do your 1%. Day 3, you do your 1%. Day 4, you're tired. Day 5, you're busy. Day 6, you skip. Day 7, you've quit. Sound familiar? This is where most productivity systems fail. They don't have a protocol for when life interrupts, and life always interrupts. Kaizen survived in Japanese factories because they built in a reset protocol. When something went wrong on the production line, they didn't shut down the whole factory. They fixed the one broken thing and continued. You need the same system for your life. Here's the Kaizen reset protocol. When you miss your 1% action, you have one rule. Do it twice the next day. Missed your 100 words yesterday? Write 200 words today. Missed your 10 push-ups yesterday? Do 20 today. Missed your 3 pages yesterday? Read 6 pages today. This does 2 things. First, it keeps you in the game. One missed day doesn't become a failed system. Second, it makes skipping uncomfortable. Your brain learns that skipping costs double tomorrow. But here's the critical rule. The reset only works once per week. If you skip twice in a week, the system breaks. That's when you need to restart from zero. Why? Because skipping twice means your 1% is too big. If you can't do it 6 days out of 7, it's not small enough. So if you skip twice, here's what you do. Make your 1% action even smaller. Cut it in half. Can't write 100 words 6 days a week? Make it 50 words. Can't do 10 push-ups 6 days a week? Make it 5 push-ups. Can't read 3 pages 6 days a week? Make it 2 pages. There's no shame in making it smaller. There's only shame in quitting. The goal isn't to do the most. The goal is to never stop. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Let me prove this to you with math. Person A does 100 push-ups once a week. Person B does 10 push-ups every day. After 1 year, person A did 5,200 push-ups. Person B did 3,750 push-ups. Person A wins, right? Wrong. Person B built a habit. Person A built nothing. 6 months later, person A is doing 0 push-ups. Person B is doing 20 push-ups daily because the habit grew. Kaizen isn't about winning today. It's about never losing. Now let's put this all together and actually destroy your laziness right now. Here's what you're going to do in the next 5 minutes. And I mean literally the next 5 minutes. First, look at the task you wrote down at the beginning. Read it out loud. Say it to yourself. Make it real. Second, confirm your 1% action. What's the smallest possible step that moves us forward today? If it takes more than 10 minutes, make it smaller. Third, confirm your anchor. What existing daily habit will you attach this to? Write the sentence, after I anchor, I will, 1% action. Fourth, set a reminder on your phone right now, not for tomorrow, for your anchor time today. When that reminder goes off, you do the action. No negotiation. Fifth, and this is the most important step, do your 1% action right now. Before this video ends, set a timer for 2 minutes and start. Seriously, stop the video, set the timer, do the action. I'll be here when you get back. Are you back? Did you do it? If yes, congratulations. You just destroyed laziness. If no, ask yourself why. What excuse did you make? That excuse is what's keeping you stuck. Here's the truth about Kaizen. It's not a productivity hack, it's a mirror. It shows you whether you actually want to change or if you just want to feel like you want to change. If you did the action, you're in the 5% who actually implement what they learn. Keep going. If you didn't, you're in the 95% who consume content instead of applying it. Which group do you want to be in? Let me tell you what happens when you commit to Kaizen for 30 days. Week 1, you'll be surprised how easy it is. Week 2, you'll start doing more than the minimum. Week 3, you'll wonder how you ever thought you were lazy. Week 4, other people will start noticing the change. After 90 days of Kaizen, you won't recognize yourself. The task you avoided for months will be complete. The habit you thought was impossible will be automatic. The discipline you thought you didn't have will be unbreakable. But none of that happens if you don't start. And starting means doing your 1% action today, right now, this moment. So here's my challenge. Comment below with 3 things. First, your task. Second, your 1% action. Third, your anchor. Writing it publicly makes it real, and I'll reply to every single comment to hold you accountable. Second challenge, set a reminder right now for your anchor time today. When it goes off, do the action. Film yourself doing it if you want. Send it to someone. Post it online. Make it impossible to back out. Third challenge, come back to this video in 7 days and comment your results. Did you do your 1% action 6 out of 7 days? If yes, increase it by 1%. If no, cut it in half and try again. The ancient Japanese understood something we've forgotten. You don't need massive action to create massive results. You need consistent action. And the only way to be consistent is to make the action so small that skipping it feels ridiculous. That's Kaizen. That's the truth. Your laziness isn't a character flaw. It's a design flaw in how you approach tasks. You're trying to eat the elephant in one bite. Kaizen teaches you to take 1 bite per day. In a year, the elephant is gone. If this video changed how you see productivity, subscribe. More ancient techniques for modern problems are coming. But more importantly, do the work. Right now, your 1% action is waiting, and every minute you delay is another minute staying in the 95% who just watch instead of the 5% who actually change. The choice is yours. What will you do in the next 5 minutes? See you in the next video. Now go destroy your laziness.